So, welcome back, everybody. It's just soccer, where Mike and I are joined by Tottenham, LA Galaxy, and of course Ireland legend Robbie Keane. How you doing? How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Lovely.
Good. Much
Where you
better
at?
now.
Where you at right now?
I'm good. I'm just in LA. I'm just in the Beverly Hills hotel. Just came for a bit of a vacation and to see people. Certain our friend David Beckham for his
I love
Hollywood
it.
star.
Speaking of Bex, we saw you at the game with Bex and Tom Cruise. It was nice of you and David to let a fan like Tom Cruise come join you. But how was the game? Give us your reaction to USA, how they played, and then obviously looked like you had some decent seats there. So let us.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It was nice of Tom to join us. But you know, I have to say, Mike, what a lovely guy.
Yeah.
Wow, honestly, I'm so engaging, like so charismatic, very chatty. Knew everything about the Galaxy when we were there because he was obviously with David, and obviously you know David is probably one of the greatest guys ever, and absolutely deserved the star. But it was nice to go to the game. It was good to see Pochettino, obviously, as you know, and Jesus is a friend of mine. So it was good to see them do well. I thought they dominated the game. I didn't think. Um, I didn't think they were in any danger at all. I thought they're going to win the game very, very comfortable. But I think the most important thing I think of any World Cup is always to win the first game and get confidence, especially for the players, and especially when the strikers score a couple of goals as well. It's always good because that will stand you in good stead going forward.
Hell yeah. Listen, I'll switch gears a little bit here. We'll get back to the U.S., which I love talking about. But if there's another thing I like talking about, it's Tottenham. So I'm a Tottenham fan, just so you know, and I have to give you sort of the little backstory here. I became a Tottenham fan in part because of you and Dimitar Berbatov. So a little piece of my heart, always a big fan, obviously. You know, I will say, I kind of love you for that, and I kind of hate you for it because it's, you know, basically, you know, being a Tottenham fan is what it is. The North London derbies, obviously, you played in a million of them. You know, you probably have a million memories. What stands out about that rivalry, or maybe a memory, or a play, a game, whatever?
What stands out for me is that someone when I had my phone number, English phone number, right? This is away from the football. Someone that used to work for BT in England. There's loads of other networks as well, by the way, just so we make that clear. That used to get my number, and every time we played against Arsenal, he used to call me like middle of the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, and just like hammer me. Like so, but it was definitely someone from the network. Every time, so I changed my number like 2-3 times because this guy kept getting my number and was like start singing national songs. So that's one thing. It's away from the football. So I changed my number 2-3 times, knowing that maybe he does work for this company. So that was one thing. But actually playing against Arsenal, listen, I was lucky enough to play in different rivalries, you know, Celtic against Rangers, Liverpool against Everton, but there's something special about the North London derby that's different. Their last game we played was against in Arsenal against in Highbury, and we won one. I scored, so I was the last person in Highbury to score the goal. And I just kicked off on the side. I remember Martin Yole and Arsene Wenger kicking off because it was supposed to be a foul. But I love that. I love when he used to get a bit feisty, you know. I love the fights. I remember getting the ball and kicking off Sol Campbell's head, and Sol Campbell's a big guy. And this was after the whistle went. So he actually spoke about this a few years ago on Sky Sports. And I just got it and kicked in his head. But you know what? That's part of the London derby. You know, it can't be a London derby unless there's something going on, you know.
And Sam, by the way, that was the most nervous I've ever heard you asking a question. So when you're saying you're a fan of Robbie wearing the kit, I think you
fanboyed out. I fanboyed out there for a minute.
I think so. Robbie, staying on you playing. I don't think I met you to 2010. Loved you since the day I met you, but the 2002 World Cup is kind of when I became a fan of yours as well. I'm going to try to get the stats and stuff right, but I think you guys played Germany in the group. I tried looking up the odds, like the betting odds. I think you guys were plus 600. So you're huge dogs. I think you score in the 90th or 92nd to tie it up.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 92nd. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Just, And then you guys play Spain. Oh, and you play Saudi Arabia, score there. Then you play Spain in the knockout stages. Again, 90-plus minute. You're down 1-0. You score again there. Spain, I think you were plus 400, so huge dogs again. I just want the Barstool fan base to know what we're dealing with here. You guys make it all the way to PKs. You bury your PKs. Unfortunately, you didn't advance. I'm not even sure if I have a question here. I'm trying to say how big of a legend you are, but going back to that World Cup, what was your favorite memory? What was your best experience?
Listen, I think, Mike, you know, when you're a kid growing up, like what do you always do? You collect the stickers. You collect the World Cup stickers. You see the players, the legends before, you know, the Maradonas and people like that. And then all you can ever do as a kid is to think that I would love to be there one day. But then when you're there, it's different, man. It's like, it's, you know what, for me, it's probably the greatest experience I've ever had. It's difficult to explain to people how good that is. I've played like hundreds and hundreds of games. But if I could go back in time and be in that moment again and to score that goal against Germany in the last second, I would go back in a heartbeat. Like that feeling, I don't think that can. I'd love to bottle her up and have it forever.
Yeah,
you can't. And then you go and you play Saudi and you scored against Saudi Arabia and you scored against Spain. And unfortunately, we got knocked out on penalties. But you know what? We didn't lose a game. We didn't lose a game in 90 minutes. And obviously a lot of controversy around that World Cup for different reasons with Robbie Keane and Mick McCarthy. But it shouldn't take away the fact how well we did as a group, you know. So, but that was one of my proudest moments as an Irishman to play in a World Cup, and it's good to be in LA now. You know, around the World Cup, and just to be kind of to have that feeling, because when you're back in Europe, because of the sort of time zone and stuff, you don't really feel it as much. But when you're here, you do. So I think it's only going to enhance the MLS. I think it's going to enhance them massively. I think 1994 helped it as well, a little bit, and then it went down a small bit, and then it came back again. Obviously, because me and you, Mike, was here in the MLS, we changed it.
of course.
and some other guy called David Beckham changed it a little bit, I think. I think it's just going to make the MLS even more bigger. So it's nice to be here and nice to be part of it, and it's again nice to see the USA national team doing very well. Hopefully they can continue that now.
Yeah,
exactly. We're bouncing around a little bit, but you know, you've become a manager yourself at this point, a highly successful one as well, by the way. 4 trophies in 3 years. You played for some top managers in your career, you know, Gordon Strachan, David O'Leary, Harry Redknapp, Rafa Benitez, Mick McCarty, Martin O'Neill, and of course, Bruce Arena. You know, which of those coaches would you say your coaching style is closest to?
None.
I was almost going to jump in before you and say that, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
But you know what? I think you have to be yourself. I think Mike knows me very, very well. I'm my own person. What I do is you take little bits from everybody. I took bits from Mick McCarthy, who's honest. Gordon Strachan, who's very, very honest. I'm like that in terms of, you know, if the players are not playing and they ask you why you're not playing, you tell them the truth. Because further down the line, they can say, you know, at least he told me. Or I can improve on this, I can do this better. Whereas some managers I've had in the past would lie to you, you know. You know, Robbie, you're the best player, and then you, before you know, you're on the bench on the weekend. You're like, and that didn't happen very often, but a couple of times it happened. But I don't like that. I just like people just be totally honest with you, tell you the truth, and then you can never hide away from that. Then you know, down the line. So tactically as well, certain people like Trapattoni, when we were with the national team, he was a legend. Of course, won everything in Italy. He came. He was very a proper Italian coach, defensive minded. I have. If you see my teams play, I'm not like that. I'm more attacking, more on the front foot, get after people. win the ball back as quickly as possible. But you find small little details from different people. But I would like to think I'm just my own person and do what I feel is right for me, because I was very fortunate enough to play at great teams and great players, and I understand the game. I understand what people want. I don't watch a game that's boring, to be honest with you. I was actually at the game I was manager last year. At half time, I came in. I told the guys, "This is part of you're boring me. This needs to like." And I don't mean that. I'm thinking the fans are paying good money to watch, so at least entertain them. So they entertain me. So I got bored. I do sometimes in training with the lads. Like it's a boring session. I change it quickly because I want to be entertained a little bit, And I think the fans like that as well.
Robbie, I knew you were going to be special as a coach when I first met you. We'd be walking to training like best mates, and then we'd step on the field, and all of a sudden you wanted to fucking kill me. You wanted to kill Bruce. Everybody on the field, you just wanted to win, right? Then the practice would end, and I'm wondering, is this guy, are we even friends? And all of a sudden, yeah, what are you doing for lunch? And then we go to lunch, and we're best mates again. And then all of a sudden, game day would start, and you're literally looking everybody in the eye. You show up, you look everybody in the eye, and somehow you made them twice the player they were just by telling them, like, I don't know, whatever your words were. Couldn't understand you with the Irish accent half the time, but letting people know you believe in them, you love them, like you're going to war with them. And then the game would start, and you become the ultimate warrior. So like that mentality and the way you lifted up everyone around you, including me, was just obviously a recipe for success. And seeing it now is, I don't think many people are surprised, but I sure as shit aren't. So it's cool to see, but it was no.
Yeah, I think with me, Mike, is I hate losing.
Yeah.
Like it's simple. I hate losing. I just said, like, I'm best mates with you, but I go on the pitch, and if you don't do things right, I'll tell you, and I'll hammer you for this. But I'm not doing it in a way where to belittle someone or kill them. It's to make them better and make the team better. I remember, if you remember, that my first 10 days there, as a football player, when you first go to a team, you're kind of a little bit reserved, tiny bit. But then I came and I was like, I wasn't sure about certain stuff. And David told me this, to be fair. David said, I need you to be the captain in the dressing room, because David's a bit different to me. He's a bit more quiet than me. I'm if I don't like something, I will say it. But also I'll explain to the guys afterwards why. I'm not just saying it just for the sake of it. But I remember when the first couple of weeks I was there, we played Seattle away and we lost 1-0. And I remember all the guys laughing in the dressing room, joking. Do you remember I stood up and said, I'm not here for fucking holiday.
Yeah.
I'm here to win. Yeah. I said, so I don't want you to go to Manhattan Beach. I don't know if this is aimed at you, Michael, man. Maybe, I don't know. But I said, smile when we win. Yeah. But when you lose, no. You're like, we can't. You can't. I can't accept this. Yeah. To be fair, I think after that, it changed a lot. We ended up winning the championship and won it again. But as long as things are done right and at a level where you try your best, that's all you can do. And listen, you're going to fail, of course. We all fail, and we're all not as good some days as others. But as long as you try, and you have to believe in that we're here to win. Yeah. That's, for me, this is the most important thing. I think I set the barrier down quickly with that, and then we're lucky enough that we did go win. But we had great guys, great characters in the dressing room. Said me and Mike are best mates now. But even Mike said earlier on, I would have a go. Mike, but also I don't mind people have a go at me either. Yeah. I don't mind that. And once you walk off that pitch, it's completely different. It's over. It's like with my teams now. Have a fight on the pitch, but as soon as you walk off this pitch, you shake hands and it's over. That fight that you had is over, and don't even think about it. I'm one of those that I'm a manager that don't hold grudges against anybody. Once I say my piece or they say their piece, walk off that pitch, it's finished. I'm not sure anyone ever had a go at you, and I think if they did, that was probably the last time, because you probably weren't playing on the weekend, because if you lit a fire under you were going to look dumb for the next hour or so. So I didn't. I don't mind. I don't mind having people. Listen, we all have bad games. We all have bad games. Maybe more others than me. All right. Hate to even bring this up. I actually love Thierry Henry. I'm Irish, so I love Ireland. So I don't even know how to word it. But the Thierry Henry handball. Any comments? Did you ever speak to him? Did
You ever speak
Oh,
to him, or just
yeah, I've seen Thierry loads of times after this, but we never speak about it. And I never
yeah,
mention it once, or he's never mentioned it. Maybe he doesn't want to mention it.
yeah.
But I wish it was VAR back in them days. I'm not a big fan of VAR, but I would have liked it then.
Yeah.
But you know what, Mike? Again, I'm not one of these that go back in time and think about the amount of stuff that I did wrong in terms of tackles and stuff like that, and maybe off the ball elbowing someone that should have got a red card. But no, we never spoke about it, and I wouldn't. It's a reaction, I would say. And that's it. There's nothing really else to say about it. Listen, Thierry is probably one of the greatest players, definitely one of the greatest strikers in the Premier League history. Unfortunately, played for the wrong side of North London. But what a player, great player. And listen, we all do stuff at times that as a reaction more than actually meaning it. But you have to ask him.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This is actually a question for Mike. Now, have you traveled with Robbie to Ireland? I think he's like the king of Ireland, correct? I mean, like, what's that experience like?
Oh, it's actually hard to describe. So I brought my dad and some buddies and my uncle Ray, Anthony Fiore. The best way I can describe it is you're in Chicago with Michael Jordan, only somehow maybe more loved or like respected, because Robbie's much more of like a human than Michael Jordan is, I guess, if that makes sense. Like Robbie would be out talking to people. Robbie never changed, I don't think, a day in his life. I was speaking to his sister on his phone, and that's what she said was like the most proud she was of him, was if he's talking to the Pope, a peasant, the president, it doesn't matter to him. He's getting to know you, and he's going to treat you the same. And if he loves you, he loves you. And if he doesn't, you'll probably know quickly. But in Ireland, it was absolutely bizarre. Like my dad was like, really couldn't believe it. My buddy Anthony and I maybe had a few too many Guinnesses and Jameson. Robbie had to leave one day, just FaceTiming him to prove I was his friend. And they were just passing the phone around to basically the entire pub. And like people were like talking to him, and it's really hard to describe. And
You called me a couple of weeks. You called me a couple of weeks ago. It was like 4 a.m. You woke me up. You remember? and you were like, Keane, put your light on. I said, Mike, I'm in bed. It's 4 o'clock. So I had to put the light on to show some Irish guy in Chicago that it was me. I don't even know what I looked like. My hair must have been all over the place. I think Claudia was beside me in bed, and I was like,
you can tell the truth. This is like every other week, by the way. You can tell the truth.
I said, so now because of Mike, my phone is on silent. I don't usually put it on silent, just in case the kids want to call me. But because of Mike, I have to put it on silent.
Listen, I got mouths to feed, and there's a lot of Irishmen in Chicago that can give me business and give me money. So I got to prove he's my mate.
Let me tell you also about Mike. Yeah. He was, what a player, unbelievable player. I mean, I know you're doing this now, but I don't think you get the recognition that you deserve. So what a player, what a human being. His family also is. Mike Senior is an absolute legend of a guy. Mike and his family, his wife and his kids, was a special guy, and that's where we became very, very close. I think that Irish connection, that thing. But also, what a player, unbelievable goal scorer, the most calmest goal scorer that I've seen in front of goal. It's almost like he was on the playground. He didn't really care. You know, it was almost the little chips that you did and stuff like that. It was incredible.
I got to learn firsthand from you, so that made it a little easier.
Yeah, I think you did that before me.
I got a dumb story when I won MVP, a humble brag there. I think Robbie, you might have been second or something, which felt really weird to me. So I call Robbie and I'm like, I wasn't gonna fucking say sorry, but I'm like, hey Robbie, this kind of feels weird. Like, sorry. What the fuck are you talking about? He goes, shut up. He goes, what do you basically say? Just dismissed it right away. That was you, man. You were a winner. Maybe the best dude that probably this country's ever.
No, but you know what? The MVP that year, everyone said, "Oh, it was you." But I was like, "Nah, Magee." I'm like, if someone else got it now, don't get me wrong, I would call him Don Garber and say, "Are you sure?" But Mike got it and deserved it, and he was incredible that year. The goal scorer, because you left Galaxy and then you went to Chicago, and then they still continued that goal scoring thing. So I couldn't be more happy and proud that my friend won it.
I think 3/4 of my goals were literally this isn't just because you're here. I've said this to anyone, is like your movement off the ball and the way you created space. I remember watching you in training, just being like, how's he doing this? Because he's not running as far as me or as Landon, but the space you created was off the chart. So no joke, if you go back and watch my goals, you won't see one of those goals I scored before ever meeting you. It's not an exaggeration. It's just the truth. Like the way you did that was, I mean, they should be teaching American kids simply that. Not American, any kid anywhere, any club should be showing videos of you without the ball, creating 5 yards of space for yourself, because it's a difference between scoring and not.
For me, I wasn't the quickest. I was sharp, over 10, 15 yards sharp. I wasn't Mbappe quick or something like that, but my biggest strength was movement. So I always think if you're away from someone, for example, like if someone keeps chasing you and they're right beside you, it's difficult to get on the ball and difficult to turn. If you create space for yourself and just small little movements by dropping the shoulder, I always say to young players now and my kids as well, it's almost like a boxer, you know? You drop the shoulder, you know, and if you drop the shoulder, people will drop back. It's the same in football. If you drop the shoulder, Teddy Sheringham told me this when I played with him, because when I was 21, Teddy used to say to me, I was always running, constantly running. He goes, sometimes just stand still and just drop the shoulder. And I did that, and I played with him for a year. And Teddy was at the end of his career. He just won the treble with Man United before. And I'm watching him think, how is he's 35, can't run. Like, I mean, he was never the quickest anyway, but he always had time and space, always. So I was lucky enough to play with him and to learn that when I was 22 years of age. So then I think that was the reason why I had such a long career, because I could get away from people without really doing a lot. But it was subtle movements that defenders said no. I used to always do one thing before games. So as soon as the game started and the ball was even, say Mike was on the ball and it was never coming to me, I'd always just do that to the defender and to see what he would do first. And if he ran that way, I knew, okay, I'm good. So I can drop short. If it comes short and it comes really tight to me, I'm running behind. So I used to do that without even the ball coming near me, just to see what he would do, and then I could understand. So I think as a football player, it's not just about when you have the ball. It's about sometimes when you don't have the ball, what can you do to create space for yourself? I think that's the key. That's the difference between, I think, top players.
Yeah, it really doesn't exist. It really doesn't exist in our country at all. And if I own an MLS club team, I'm literally just showing film of you without ever touching the ball. But one day we'll get there.
I mean, listen, I could listen to you guys goal scorers talk shop all day, but we do. Yeah, I'm sure, Robbie, you got things to do. Mike, you got places to be. So we'll wrap this up with a quick rapid fire. These will be quicker questions, quicker answers. This one is they're all for Robbie. Teammate most likely to break curfew.
Mike Magee.
You're setting them up there. So Sam, you're supposed to say you can't say anybody on the show first. All right.
Mike Magee.
Let's move on to the next question. Well, in the regular season, during the playoffs, I'd switch it back on. But yeah, maybe midsummer in LA was a bit of an occupational hazard. Craziest, most intense atmosphere you ever played in?
Besiktas in Turkey. We played Tottenham against them. Wow, incredible.
More impressive accomplishment: Arsenal winning the league in England, or Tottenham winning?
Tottenham. Come on, Tottenham. Don't even Tottenham. Move
winning,
on.
Being European champions.
Tottenham. Move on.
Great answer.
All right, you're welcome. Answer. You're welcome to America moment.
Well, there's a couple. So when I landed and then I scored straight away in the first game. Again, I think it was San Jose. I think, and Robbie Keane, welcome to Hollywood. Right, that was what I said. That was the first. But when I landed in America, and all the media was outside, the paparazzi, and he was like that. Robbie, you looking forward to In and Out? And I'm like, yeah. I hadn't got a clue what In and Out was. And then I got in the car and I asked the guy, what are you saying about In and Out? He said, oh, it's a most famous burger place. Oh, wow. And then I'm happy they did tell me, because that is a good burger.
it's also like the most American thing ever. We get the greatest player to ever play in our league's history, and they want to talk to you about in and out, which is quite,
I hadn't got a clue what it was.
All right, last question. Who's winning this World Cup?
I would say the best squad is France. I would say, but after watching Argentina, yes, I know the people say, "Oh, it was against it." It doesn't matter. Messi is just on a different level. Like again, we're talking about earlier on about time and space. The best players always pick up space, and there's no one any greater than him. And to score a hat trick at 38 years of age, regardless who you're playing against in the world, is amazing. I'll give it three teams. I'm going to go France. I would say the favourites. I think Portugal will be there as well. I think Portugal midfield is strong, very, very strong. And I was going to say Argentina because the fear factor is off them because he won the World Cup 4 years ago. So all the pressure was always on Messi to win a World Cup, Now that's off, like the monkey off your back. It's like, well, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but have we done it now before? Can we do it again? So, yeah, I wouldn't go past them three.
Fair enough.
And then before we let you go, this isn't even a question you don't got to answer. I love you too much to ask you about coaching, but I just want to say, if I owned an MLS team and I heard you were in LA, I'd be calling my technical director or president or whoever offers money. And if they weren't on a flight to LA with a bag full of cash, I'd can them immediately. So you don't have to react. You don't have to comment. That's for anyone listening. Because as far as I know, I haven't read on Twitter or anything that you signed somewhere. So MLS owners, go fire somebody or show up with a bag full of cash. As far as I'm concerned.
Listen, Mike. I'm very fortunate. I've been successful in the last few years. I've got a few offers, back in Europe, and I had a couple of offers here a couple of weeks ago, which I turned down. I always say, I had dinner last a few years ago at the Euros, at the Euros in England, and Sir Alex Ferguson said to me, and I always took this with me. He said, "Don't pick the team, pick the owners, pick the people who's in charge." And I've been very fortunate in my last two jobs that I've had great owners. I've kind of done my own thing in terms of allowed to lead the team myself, because I think I know what I'm doing. I've been in this game a long time, and very fortunate to win 4 trophies in that spell. So if I'm going to go somewhere next, that has to be somewhere where we can do things together and win together. I'm not here just to make the numbers up. I'm here to win. I want to win. I want the people also, the club that I go to has to have the same ambition and the same drive as me. If that, there's no point. There's no point of coaching. My job as a coach is to win, but also is to develop people and make them better players. That's the only thing as a coach. Yes, you might get fired because you're not winning. But for example, last year I had Alex Toth. He went to Bournemouth for 14 million. He was 2 days away from leaving Ferencváros to go to a second division team. And I said, no, I seen something in this kid, seen it. And then he played for me every game. He went to Bournemouth for 14 million. I get more satisfaction out of that.
Okay.
For someone like that going, and like this kid texts me all the time, asks me for advice. Other guys ring me. I love that. That's winning trophies also. Yes, for the CV it's great. Oh, you win 4 trophies, but they don't see the other side. When the guys ring you, ask you advice, and you're trying to help their career, help them to be better players. This is important. I don't think coaches see this. They just think about either the cash, which I'm very fortunate enough. I had a good career that it doesn't bother me. But for me, it's about getting environment and a winning mentality like we had at the Galaxy at that time, to win things, but also to develop people and make people better people and better players.
Robbie,
that's important.
We don't need to say any more about how great you were, but every single person that crossed paths with you, works for you, with you, even against you, and gets to see it live. The kit man, the people in the front office, you make everyone better, and everyone want to be, better at their role, which, as you know, trickles down to championships. So it's no surprise you got 4 trophies in 3 years, and obviously your playing career. But and for anyone who doesn't know Robbie, which is probably nobody, you're even better dude. So yeah, thanks for spending some time with us.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Cheers,
Robbie.
B.